Something special brewing. Shedeur Sanders catches eye as insider names date for starter decision. Training camp has begun for the Cleveland Browns, at least for the rookies and some select injured players. It's go time for the likes of Mason Graham, Carson Schweissinger and co., with quarterbacks Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders also having reported Friday. Gabriel and Sanders, son of NFL Hall of Famer Dion, are essentially competing against each other for their futures, with Cleveland's quarterback room overly crowded. Veteran QBs Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are thought to be ahead of both rookies on the depth chart. It is assumed that 40-year-old Flacco is leading the charge for the coveted starting spot as $230 million Deshaun Watson sits out the season with an Achilles injury. With it unlikely that Cleveland enters the season with all 4 QBs on the 53-man roster, Sanders is most likely the one most at risk of being on the chopping block after an all-time slide to the 5th round. With training camp now in session, though, Sanders' odds of climbing up the depth chart appear to have been given a boost, with former NFL wide receiver and Ohio native Cecil Shorts III speaking out on the quarterback battle. "If the football part follows like I think it will, we've got something in Cleveland," Shorts said on 92.3 The Fan per The Dogs, a Cleveland Browns podcast. "We've got something special brewing. Like big time." Sanders has been very active on social media this offseason, with him uploading multiple posts showing him running on the roads at midnight, as well as being seen getting some expert guidance from his very own quarterback coach. The former Colorado Buffaloes standout has even been seen at a KFC drive-thru after being set a challenge by his father, alongside his brothers Shiloh and Dion Jr., as part of a community give-back initiative. Now, ESPN's Harry Douglas believes that Sanders could earn the chance to step out onto an NFL field and take over as the starter by as early as Week 7. Game 7, that's when the Cleveland Browns play the Miami Dolphins, Douglas said. And if Shedeur Sanders goes into training camp and he's lights out, and he's playing very well in preseason, there's going to have to be conversations that it might be earlier than that. Because what you don't want to do if you're Kevin Stefanski is have a guy show that he is the guy, but you not play him. Then you're going to have some controversy when it comes to your roster and older players who are trying to win right now. Despite being an 18-year veteran, Flacco has admitted he is not with the Browns to be on the sidelines, nor in a mentor role. On the other hand, Pickett looks to have adopted and embraced such role to the rookies, with Sanders having looked to the former Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles quarterback for guidance. Sanders' slide to 144th overall in the draft is by no means an indication of his talent, having completed 70.1% of his career pass attempts, leading to 14,347 yards, 134 touchdowns, and just 27 interceptions. So, should he continue to demonstrate his work ethic in his training outside of the Browns facility and in training camp, then the buzz around him may begin to further accelerate. This may ultimately force the Browns into a decision on who their starter will be sooner rather than later. While veteran Flacco has previously suggested he will not be looking to mentor to the younger guys in the QB room, it seems Pickett could fill that role instead. Pickett has some NFL exposure, but he admitted during mandatory minicamp his minimal experience with the play-action and under-center concepts that Stefanski likes to call, wrote NFL reporter Jory Epstein. Comfort with those concepts grew during off-season installations, and the knowledge he does have at the pro level he not only used but also shared. Sanders looked to Pickett for guidance on marrying footwork correctly with reads, and discerning when a play calls for a 3-step drop compared to a 5 or 7. In the thin air of Boulder, Colorado, where mountains kiss the sky and football dreams are reborn, something is stirring at the University of Colorado. Not just another season, not just another quarterback competition. Something special is brewing, and its name is Shedeur Sanders. What started as off-season whispers has grown into a rising roar. The buzz isn't coming from hype videos or flashy nil campaigns, though Shedeur has both in his back pocket. It's coming from the turf, from early morning practices and late-night film sessions, from a quarterback who's not just returning, but transforming. And now, one insider has poured gasoline on the fire with a tantalizing reveal. The date for the starter decision has been set. August 18th. That's when head coach Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime, the man who also happens to be Shedeur's father, is expected to make the call. But insiders close to the program suggest it may already be a formality. One source put it plainly: there's something special brewing with Shedeur. He's locked in like never before. The glimpse that changed everything. During a closed scrimmage earlier this week, Shedeur reportedly put on a clinic, not just throwing lasers across the middle or dropping deep balls into tight windows, but commanding the offense with precision. Audible after audible, read after read, he was in full control. And the crowd watching? Not fans, but scouts. Quiet ones. Professional ones. People with clipboards, not phones. Word is they were impressed, and not just by his mechanics. "He's seeing the field like a second-year pro," said an NFL scout who spoke anonymously. "There's a poise to him. A presence. That's hard to teach. Pressure? No problem." Last season, Shedeur Sanders was already a revelation, throwing for over 3,000 yards and 27 touchdowns behind one of the most battered offensive lines in the country. He was hit more than any other Power 5 quarterback, and yet he got up again and again, delivering tight spirals and calm leadership under chaos. But this season, it feels different. It feels personal. Sources inside the Buffaloes program say Shedeur has been the first-in, last-out guy all summer. He's taken over as the clear voice of the offense, organizing player-only workouts, texting receivers at midnight to go over routes, and challenging the offensive line to elevate. One assistant coach put it simply. He's not just playing quarterback. He's becoming the standard. Father, coach, believer. Coach Prime, never one to shy away from a headline, has remained surprisingly measured on the quarterback battle, even though few doubt where his heart and his head align. Still, when asked about Shedeur's progress earlier this week, he cracked a knowing smile. "He's not just my son. He's a dog. And there's a reason NFL teams are already watching." Coach Prime confirmed that a decision would be made by August 18th, giving the team 2 solid weeks to gel before their season opener. But for those watching practice, the decision may already be obvious.